Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Today I want to get into Jungkook and some ARMY's fear that he may have to leave Vegas due to the recent Sasaeng attacks. I will get into the whole thing, and there's a lot to break down here. I also want to get into Jimin being addressed by the government ambassador and what they tweeted out, and that is a very fun one. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. The government ambassador that tweeted out about Jimin is none other than a man by the name of Frode Solberg. If you don't know what an ambassador is, it's basically someone who represents the city or state, and they're usually in charge of foreign affairs. So they'll keep the country or city in good relations with the other cities. And ultimately, this is going to help both cities maintain a good tourism thing and help the economy. Solberg is the ambassador for Norwegian people and manages the relationship with them and South Korea. Now, this is a little backstory on him. I will come back to this. Just keep this in the back of your mind. Now, Jimin's family is also really successful. If you aren't aware, if you're ever in Busan, take a visit into Jimin's dad's little bakery. It's actually a big bakery. It's called Magnate, and a lot of the bakery is dedicated to BTS and pop culture, so you'll obviously enjoy it. It also seems like Jimin's dad is often there, so it's a good opportunity to meet him, and he seems open to meeting people. I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not, but seems like it. It's BTS, so everything is very high-end, good pastries, and awesome drinks as well, as obviously if Jimin's name is attached to it or his family name is attached to it, they're not going to put out subpar products. So Solberg went to visit the bakery. He is likely in the area doing affairs and also decided to go visit a very popular bakery and ended up getting a picture with Hyung-soo, who is Jimin's dad. Hyung-soo really likes to do a lot of philanthropy or charity work basically, and so probably has worked closely with the government and things like that. That is just a theory. Hyung-soo also gifted Solberg a beautiful picture of Jimin that was captured by a fan site, and Solberg tweeted out saying thank you for this photo and that he will be hanging it up. It's a great photo, and moments like this make me so grateful for the several BTS fan sites that are out there, because now everyone can have a piece of the boys in their home in a physical way. And someone as important as Mr. Solberg can be reminded of the impact he is making and an impact on the world and the cool and awesome people that he is being associated with. It doesn't really mean much for Jimin other than just validation, but it's cool to see the bakery being represented this way, and also government officials really now having an eye for BTS and realizing their impact. More of this stuff will ultimately help BTS achieve greater things and maybe even be exempt from the military. Who knows? It's stuff like this that is so important to allow photographers and some of these fan sites to appear at the concerts and stuff, and so that the photos like these can exist and be used in this way. I recently announced banning these devices from shows, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think one thing that should be allowed is that these fan sites should be allowed to register with HYBE, and then they can get a pass for the concert, like a media pass or something. This also legitimizes the fan clubs and anyone who joins, and also reduces a lot of the illegal activities because each fan site now has to be held accountable, like the leaders, and since they know everyone in HYBE, they're less likely to engage in stalking and stuff because they can just ask HYBE and HYBE will either give them a no or a yes and just end it there. Just spitball in here could be a terrible idea, but maybe it's worth looking into. Since BTS has come to Las Vegas, there's been a lot of coverage and people talking about what they have been doing, like so much coverage. It seems every move they make, every person they meet is being covered completely. And of course, with the rise of this, there is a lot of concerns for stalker fans, sasaengs, or paparazzis. A lot of sasaengs do want to do stuff to get closer to the boys, but a lot of them also want to make money. And with the comeback and the popularity of the boys increasing because there's so much coverage, these sasaengs can now sell a phone number or a photo for literally thousands of dollars. This is obviously a concern. I think there's a lot of news out there that covers the boys in what they publicly put out, like music and what they do at the Grammys. There isn't a need to go and stalk them and trying to invade their personal space to get news. It's just dehumanizing a little bit. But then there's people that argue, well, the boys are famous, so this comes with the gig. But is that really the right way to look at it? I don't know. Things got a little weird last night when Jungkook appeared on a live stream. He did a VLive with just himself, which was definitely surprising because BTS as a whole just did a live stream after the Grammys. And usually they'll wait a bit before doing another. But this was one right after. A live stream for a K-pop idol is not as simple as us normies doing a stream. It's not just Jungkook in his hotel room, bam, he goes on live. The label has to approve how the background looks, the lighting, and make sure that Jungkook appears on brand with his image. Of course, this isn't always the case. Sometimes staff overlook things or idols actually just go live and they don't care. But apparently there was a staff there for this live stream, meaning it was planned or at least asked for permission. It's always nice to see the members be natural and fun, and this is why we love the streams. We also see them on their reality show in the Soup season 1 and 2 be natural and be themselves, which is a good alternative if you don't like sitting through streams. If you want to watch it with me, I have reaction videos on my Patreon, link below. During the live show, he was just doing his normal live stuff, flirting back with ARMYs, answering questions, questions, just whatever. And then his hotel room phone kept ringing. It rang multiple times, and then he decided to pick it up, and to no one answering. At first, you think maybe it's someone playing a prank, which is what Jungkook thought. Then I kind of thought maybe the hotel accidentally set an alarm for him. So most of you probably know, but in case you don't, you can ask the front desk to set an alarm for you, like a wake-up call. And they will ring your phone, and sometimes for fancy hotels or nicer ones, the staff, when you wake up and wonder why someone is calling you and you answer the phone, the front desk will say, this is your wake-up call, goodbye. But some of the hotels I've been in literally just hang up once you pick up the phone because they have a list of probably 50 rooms to call. But it seems like it was actually neither of these situations, and Jungkook was just being called for no reason. Jungkook talked about being very spooked out. He was getting goosebumps and didn't like it. He mentioned how it felt like he was in a horror movie and even showed the phone, which showed it glitching. It was very creepy. Ultimately, the staff that was there took the phone and determined that it wasn't anyone important and took it away. This is also another reason why they tell the label when they go live, because they don't want anyone from the label to bother them. So if Bang PD needs to contact Jungkook, he'll wait until after the stream and not sit there wondering why Jungkook hasn't returned a phone call in an hour or so. Anyway, Jungkook addressed the VLive and was talking about how creepy this was, and also said that if you're the person that is doing this, you're probably watching the stream, and asked them to stop doing it. Jungkook has had an incident in the past where a soccer fan will wait until Jungkook goes live and then call Jungkook, because this way they can confirm if this is actually Jungkook's number or not. So if the phone rings, they'll know that they got the right number. Jungkook has dealt with this for such a long time and has literally changed his phone number so many times before, so he obviously is more cautious of this. The internet took this VLive and ended up trending Sasaeng, which is stalker fan in Korean, and was talking about how mad they were that these so-called fans would do this. But I don't know if it's a stalker fan. First off, how does a stalker call Jungkook's hotel room? This is only able to be accessed by the hotel staff. And if a stalker found out the specific hotel and was calling the hotel staff to patch them through every single room to find Jungkook, I think the staff would stop that person immediately. So it's either a hotel staff member who is the stalker fan, or it's just a mistake call. I also don't think a stalker fan would be able to make the hotel phone glitch like that. There were also tweets of people trying to break into Jungkook's hotel, and a lot of stalker fans attacks since Vegas. There's a lot of people worried about Jungkook's safety and wanting Jungkook to leave Vegas immediately for his own safety. I think it's upsetting that he would be forced to leave Vegas because some fans can't be mature and just let him do his thing. Do you think he's in danger there? Should he leave or not? I am genuinely curious to hear your thoughts. Jungkook wants to be a musician. As someone who claims to love him, why not let him do the thing that he enjoys? Also, let him do the thing that made you fall in love with him, right? Like, we all love him for his ability to sing and all that, so let him continue to do that. By constantly calling, harassing online, people are forcing him to leave and never return, because he will never feel safe in Vegas if this continues. And before all the hi but do something tweets, there's so little you can actually do. At the level of fame they have, it's literally quite impossible to control every single person that loves BTS to ensure they don't do something like this. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link below. I think it says a lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.